As for which coach, obviously I spoke to many. I have picked one. It should have healed from that by now, and it still doesn't feel right. Right, hello and welcome back to YouTube. We are now 4 weeks post-show, I believe. It is the 23rd of April today, as I'm filming this. Currently 5 minutes to 8 in the morning. So hopefully you enjoyed the Germany series. I've been back home now just over a week, so getting back in routine. Just updated my meal plan today, or it's been updated, and so this will be, I figured I might as well just do a full day of eating because it's you're probably all interested in seeing. It has changed a lot. Obviously there are things changing, so I'll discuss more so what's going on with myself in the off season, probably in a later video. Is still in the period of switching everything over. So training is still pretty, I don't want to say relaxed because it's still training and I'm training a little bit harder now. I'm enjoying it. But the split is about to change substantially. When that's been done and I've got that, I will probably do a video going over all the changes. This will just be sort of food currently. And this is baseline food that's going to be adjusted probably quite quickly and change quite a lot. But it's very similar to what I've been doing the past few weeks. But I'll get through all that. And you'll see as the day goes on, because we are 4 weeks post-show. I'm not up that much in weight, so my weight cap was about 212. I was around there, more or less, for majority of the peaks and stuff. My lowest of prep was just under 210. Now I'm hovering, been bouncing around about 220 for the past few weeks. But we are going to start to drive that up fairly soon. But it's, you know, for 4 weeks post-show and being really only about 6 to 8 pounds up from where I landed after the load for Detroit, and obviously get the water rebound and flying and stuff like that. Since landing back in the UK, I'm only about 5 pounds up across the last 4 weeks. So it's been an incredibly tame post-show, my best maintained ever, shall we say, in terms of condition, not being a dickhead and gaining like, you know, 20 pounds in the first 4 weeks. So that's been good. Now the reason why, more so because I've not tried to rebound out a show and, you know, drive weight up and batter myself in training and try to really grow out of a show. I think that works, and don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for it, but for me this year, you know, first things first, I needed to get healthy, and second thing, I had this hip injury, which is still ongoing. I've still not really managed to resolve fully. So I've not been able to train legs. So it didn't really make much sense to smash food up and really try to drive out of there when I've arguably my body part that needs to grow the most is unable to be trained. So it made sense just to go straight health phase, keep things clean, keep the body nice and responsive, and take things steady. Obviously with things going on in the background as well. Yeah, switching coach, obviously I am switching coach, which I'll get into, and that's where obviously new food and new training will come from, because I've always done my training previously, even when I worked with Tom. And with me switching coach as well, I want to make this very clear, like Tom and I are still fantastic friends, we always will be. I'm very grateful for the time I spent with him and the work we achieved and what we did achieve. I worked with Tom for like 3.5, 4 years. I just need to change mentally, and you know, when you work with somebody for that long, it becomes, you know, I think everybody saw that our relationship was very much a collaboration. It wasn't, I'm the athlete, he's the coach. It was more of a collaboration where we'd bounce ideas off each other. And in the off season, that worked absolutely fantastically. I think when it came down to crunch time in prep, it led to too much thinking on my end that probably just led to unnecessary stress. I think we've got some things wrong, and so for me, I just need a change of pace basically, and that's not a reflection on Tom, that's just what I needed. So yeah, that is the direction. As for which coach, obviously I spoke to many. I have picked one, obviously I've got the meal plan, but I'm gonna fucking tease you all and not tell you in this video. That will come in a later one. That's where we're up to. As for today is a push day, so I will take the camera, film a little bit of that. I'm not gonna film a whole lot because obviously this is primarily a food video for the full day of eating, and there'll be a lot of footage otherwise. But I've got a meeting at 9 AM, so I'm gonna go eat my first meal at about 8:30. My first meal will be my pre-workout because my plan is nail that at about 8:30. I've got a very exciting, important meeting at 9. Don't know how long that'll be. As soon as that's wrapped up, I'm gonna head straight to the gym, train relatively early. I've been still keeping my same regimen post-prep, like getting up at 6. I do an hour on the treadmill, as you've seen this morning, more so for just mental reasons. Again, expenditure is what's helped maintain my condition so much, because I haven't been enjoying some food here and there, as you saw by the German food video. If you've not watched that, go and watch that. Have been eating some food here and there, so keeping expenditure nice and high has certainly helped maintain condition. So just doing that hour in the morning is kept routine in a good spot. And then I sit down, I do a bit of work, which I've been doing here. And then I'll go eat my first meal, and then I'll go train nice and early, get back, post-workout, and then just work the rest of the day. And that is pretty much where we're up to today. So I'll take you through all that and show you meal one in a little bit, which I guarantee you'll never guess what it is. It is rice pudding. What a surprise. We've got 90 grams of rice pudding, 50 grams of whey isolate, and then 125 grams of frozen raspberries, 83 grams of frozen blueberries, which is very specific, and then 20 grams of 90% dark chocolate. So very similar to what I'd normally do, slightly higher fruit, obviously for the micronutrients, and then also slightly higher fats, just because I have previously run very, very low fat, 40, 45 grams daily. They've been brought up now to more around the 65 mark, I think, total for the day. So we've just got some more added fats in this pre-workout meal. With this meal as well, doing 3 capsules of a GDA, glucose disposal agent, plus my morning sups, which are all the usual, which I will... Well, actually, what I'll show you is my digestion drink. I won't show you all the regular supplements because I don't think people care about that as deeply. And if you do, then let me know and I can do a breakdown in a future video. But yeah, the digestion drink obviously is part of the full day of eating per se. So we'll get into that. But part one, when you're making your rice pudding, always go and make your whey paste first, right? And then you can put it in the fridge whilst you make the rest of it, and it gets a little bit thicker. Right, to make your rice pudding, okay, you need 3 times whatever you do in a rice pudding of water. So I boil the kettle, you've got boiling water, so 90 grams, which is going to be 360, which will be there. And then I put the rice pudding on top, just because otherwise if you do it the other way around, it can get a little bit clumpy and stuck at the bottom. Another hack for if you're making cream of rice or rice pudding or whatever, anything like that, apart from oats, doesn't really work for oats, but get a whisk. It just, honestly, I don't know why it took me so many years to do this. It works even better for cream of rice, but yeah, get a whisk. And then we just leave that to sort of solidify on the side. Next part is I will weigh out my sodium for this meal. So sodium's been brought up. I'm now doing 1,000 milligrams per meal. I've got 5 meals, so that's 5,000 milligrams total. I will double it in my pre-workout. So I'll do 2,000 milligrams pre-workout and then 1,000 milligrams in the other 4 meals. So total for the day, we are at 6,000 milligrams. So I'll just weigh out the 2,000 for this meal and just continue to weigh it out separate all day. So something I've been using post-show, which has been very welcome, is some aloe vera juice, okay? I have personally been running about 30 to 35 mil. It's now been brought up to 50 mil, which I think might be a little much for my digestive system right now. For anyone who doesn't know, it's very good for gut health. If you are in prep and you're at the phase where you are struggling to go to the bathroom, shall we say, this will make a very big difference, and it is a very good thing for that, for just softening everything up and keeping it all nice. Because I also do psyllium husk in here, which is a soluble fibre. I've been running about 3 grams of psyllium husk in the morning drink. That's now been changed to all my added fibre at the end of the day before bed. So I won't be doing that in this morning drink. I'll be adding that to a drink at the end of the day. But today we are going to try the 50 ml of aloe vera juice and basically see if I shit myself. 45, yeah. We'll try 45. We'll take it steady. But obviously I'm not doing that with the soluble fibre, so it might actually be a little bit better today. So we do that. We do serving of Athlete Stack powder, which is your multivitamin plus mineral. It's also got some coconut water powder in there and some electrolytes. So it's perfect sort of hydration in the morning. With this as well, right now, as you're watching this video, there is 20% off all vitamins and performance. So in the performance stuff, there is things like creatine that is included, which I'm adding to this morning drink as well. So I do 5 grams of creatine in here. Also in there, we're adding 10 grams of glutamine. Right, so that is all of that in the digestion drink. Obviously, I pair that with digestive enzymes, which are also 20% off right now. I'll do 2 caps of those with meal 1, and if I need it at the end of the day, I don't right now because food is still on the lower end. Peak off season, I'll then also take a second serving at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I'll also take a probiotic as well. So that is all that. I then take a load of other health supplements, as you all know. I'm not going to bore you with all that, but what I do is I eat my first meal and then I'll come and drink this whilst taking all the other tablets after I've had my first meal, because I just want something in my stomach before I nail loads of tablets. Otherwise, digestion can get a little funky. So now we're at the gym. I don't have time to mix up my pre at home, but I put the carbs in it, but I just chuck this in the bag. So these are the new Elite Aminos, which actually dropped today as I'm filming this. So come Sunday, these will still be on sale. They'll also be 20% off. They're aminos, EAAs, obviously essential amino acids for your intra-workout. This is unique as it's also got an electrolyte complex in there, so it's got your sodium and stuff as well to sustain your pump. It's got some L-citrulline in there. It's also got D-ribose in there, which is sort of a carbohydrate type, basically great for energy, sustaining that and that sort of stuff. So yeah, highly recommend this. It's a blue raspberry flavour. It's currently the only flavour that's coming out, but it is actually like a decent blue raspberry, because a lot of blue raspberries are utterly shit. But I quite like this. It's a 34 gram serving size. I think it's less than 25 quid with my code right now, which for EAAs, not like just normal EAAs, that's pretty cheap. For this sort of formulation of an EAA, that's incredibly cheap. So take advantage of that. Intra-workout carbs, I can't remember how many I put in actually, let me tell you that, because that's more important. Yeah, we just got 25 grams of carbs with the EAAs, an electrolyte complex that's in the EAAs. So post-workout, like I've got options here basically. It's either a lean meat, some rice and some pineapple. Okay, so for me that'll be chicken or tilapia with sushi rice and pineapple, or I can do just another rice pudding basically. Those are the 2 options. So probably going to do another rice pudding, just one because it's fucking way quicker, and then I can put my rice on for my next few meals in the rice cooker. I think I've got chicken and beef mince already meal prepped, and then I'll just need to cook some potatoes later, because basically meals 3 and meals 4 are a lean meat and rice, and then beef and potato. So it's like if I did my post-workout as a lean meat and a rice, my next 2 meals are just chicken and rice. Today, is what it would be. So I'd rather just do a second rice pudding because it's one of my favourite meals. And then I'll do a chicken and rice next meal, and then a beef and rice meal after that. And then the final other day is carb free. So I'm on 12,000 steps a day, and cardio is 60 minutes walk on the walking pad in the morning. Like my heart rate sits at about 115 on that. So very low steady state. That's being dropped down to 5 times 50 per week. And then on the 2 other days, I'll walk at a much slower pace so that my heart rate's not as elevated, so that my body has a bit more chance to recover. I have also, before I got the plans today, been doing Stairmaster half hour pretty much daily for the last few weeks since the show, but I'm going to remove that now because it's just not necessary. I want to put more of an emphasis on training and allow my body to recover and just keeping steps in there. Obviously, cardio is necessary for heart health, but again, my heart rate variability and stuff like that is going to be trained throughout training anyway, just because of proper intense training sessions like a leg day, your heart rate is going to get way up, and then it's about seeing how quick it can recover in between sets and that sort of stuff. So in terms of overall heart health, like just being active, 12,000 steps a day, 5 lots of 50 per morning at a higher intensity as well, a higher pace of walking, like, is more than enough. So I'm going to eat some rice pudding now. It's the exact same as the pre-workout pretty much that I showed you, so I'm not going to show you me making it again because you've seen that already for 5 minutes. And then I need to sit down, and I've got a load of check-ins to do. I've got, I think, 2 meetings this afternoon, and I've got some more steps to do. I mean, I'm already at 9.5k steps, so I've only got 2.5k steps for the rest of the day. So I'm probably going to go over that, unfortunately. Shoot me, arrest me, I'm a bad person. Just fucking love cardio, you see. But yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'll come back for meal 3 in a little bit because I actually have to eat vegetables now. It's been a few hours, I've done a lot of work. Had some people here fixing the roof. It's been an eventful afternoon. I've got a meeting in half an hour, so I need to get this meal in quick. And this meal is a lean meat, a rice, or alternatively, a sourdough bread with some olive oil, with some veg. So it's basically 50 grams of carbs from rice. Typically, I'll do sushi rice, and normally most days that is what I'm going to be doing. I currently just am going to finish off. It's also quite convenient today, so I'm in a bit of a rush. I've just got these like little sourdough flatbread things. They're actually 18 gram of carbs per one, so I'm going to be 10 grams of carbs short. I could rip one in half, but I'll just have a little bit of extra potato in the next meal. But on a normal day, right, this is going to be sushi rice, 50 grams of carbs from sushi rice. It is 220 grams of chicken, or tilapia. Today it is chicken that I've got prepped. And then it's going to be 10 grams of olive oil. I don't know what the alternative option is. Oh yeah, I need to add some fats to this, which won't be olive oil. Probably just do some dark chocolate with this one. And then veg-wise, obviously got some lettuce for in the little flatbread things, and some cucumber. If I'm doing chicken and rice, I'll do garden peas, probably. That's going to be my vegetable of choice for the off-season, which last time I made them is what gave me 3rd degree burns. So luckily, I don't have to make those today, which is good. But yeah, I'm just going to slap in a load of veg from cucumber and lettuce like I'm still on prep because food's that low. In fact, what I'm going to do is actually the 10 grams of carbs I've got left over, I'm going to get from pineapple because I didn't do any in the post-workout because I did rice pudding, and I got this pineapple and I really want to eat it. So that's going to be it. We're going to do flatbread and pineapple for the carbs as opposed to just rice, and some veg. So I'm going to make this and I'll show you at the end. Yeah, buddy. Right, so final meal we have, it's a bit of a makeshift one. Pineapple, excess chicken, cucumber, and then 2 flatbreads with chicken and lettuce in, which would normally be sushi rice. And this normally wouldn't be here, this would normally be peas. So you have to use your imagination a little bit for this meal, but it's still all pretty clean. It's just sourdough flatbreads. So yeah, that is that. Gonna go and eat this, and then I've got a meeting, the joys. On the hip front, actually, let's give a little update on that. I have some suspicion, and it's not good suspicion. There is some suspicion it could be FAI, which I can't remember what it stands for. For the sake of this video, I'm going to Google it. It's an impingement of the hip, a condition where the bone of the hip joint doesn't fit together properly, causing them to rub against each other, right? Causes of FAI. Genetics. Some studies suggest a genetic predisposition. So sort of hereditary, could be genetic, whatever. My dad has it. He had surgery on it, which is not good. My mum's dad also had it, so it's on both sides. Repetitive movements. Young athletes, particularly those involved in sports requiring repetitive hip movements, like squatting, are at higher risk. Again, that's been me since I was like 15. And then trauma. A sudden injury can also cause FAI. So again, I injured my hip quite badly during prep, then tried to continue to train through it, and obviously kept aggravating it. I've since given it like 5-6 weeks, right? So I'd really expect the slight, because I didn't tear it that badly, like it may have been like a grade 2 tear at best. It should have healed from that by now, and it still doesn't feel right. I'm not saying it doesn't feel like a torn muscle or pulled muscle. It just feels proper nasty when I'm at the bottom on like a leg press. And this is with like such minimal weight as well. And it's quite a sharp pain that like, yeah, sort of fucking feels like I've just torn it, but it's obviously not tearing it. So it's a bit weird. So that's why I'm a little bit suspicious that it could be that. If it is, not good news, that's surgery. So I'm kind of delaying the inevitable and trying to put off the scan because I need to go and get an x-ray for that. or I need to go and get an MRI where they inject dye in to see the joint, which is what I had done to my shoulder. So I'm going to give it another sort of 2 weeks. I'm doing shitloads of mobility, the most mobility I've ever done. Loads of tissue work as well to try and unlock them, because my hip flexors are just really tight as well from not sort of training. Training naturally, especially the way I train legs, I do get into very deep ranges of motion, which is actually a great for mobility work, because I'm doing a lot of stretching under load. So that tended to keep me pretty loose and unlocked. Since stopping doing that, my legs actually have seized up massively. So now I'm having to get that mobility back through lots of stretching, because before I could kind of neglect it just because I was getting a lot of the stretching done whilst actually training. So I'm getting that back, doing loads of tissue work, and then we'll see if it's still the exact same as it is now when I get back from Spain in sort of, I fly to Spain this time next week. So about 2 weeks from now, if it's still the same then I'm just going to get a scan done and find out what the issue is. Or hopefully find out what the issue is. Because at that point it'll have been like 7-8 weeks, which is ridiculous. So fingers crossed, in the next 2 weeks, I'm able to actually train without pain and then can start putting load up. But at the minute, like I literally put 3 plates on the leg press and I can't really do it without it hurting. And then I just stop because I don't want to make it worse. So it's been a little frustrating. I can do hamstring curls and that sort of shit. So that's great, and I have really good hamstrings. But I just can't leg press or hack squat, which ultimately is what's going to build the most muscle. So I need to be able to do that. But that's where we're up to. I'm going to stop blabbing on. I'm going to do some more work. Probably going to go gym and sauna first, then come back and eat the beef mince and potato after that. So yeah, probably catch you back at the gym. Meal 4. Yeah, so it's 200 grams of 93% ground beef mince, 260 grams of potato, which I'm going to air fry, and then 100 grams of veg. So that is nice and straightforward. I've got 95% meal prepped. That is 250 grams. I'm adding some olive oil to this to make up for the lost fats because I'm doing 95% rather than 93%. So a little bit of olive oil. This also just helps the potato cook. But I could just use like fry light spray or something. Put that over the potatoes. Great. So you want some rosemary over the potatoes. Quite a lot because I like rosemary. I like Emily more, obviously, but it's a little name joke for you there. Emily's my girlfriend. Rosemary's a female name. Smoked paprika as well. Not as big a fan of her. Yes, I could mix them together, but I don't want to because the potatoes with some zero sugar ketchup, it's like eating some fries, mate. And I don't mind eating plain beef mince. I'll slap some ketchup over the top and jobs are good, and I actually enjoy it. It just looks horrific. So hopefully that's offended everybody. I'm sorry. But yeah, that is meal number 4. And then I'll come back relatively shortly for meal number 5. And that is the day done. I think steps are over 12K now. So steps are done. Just need to eat this meal. Give it a little while and then come back for meal 5, which is a carb-free meal, which is very exciting. So see you in a little bit. So meal 5, this would usually be 60 grams of whey isolate, 20 grams of dark chocolate, and then 80 grams of frozen blueberries. The reason I say usually, so I'd probably do that in a form of a creamy. That's what I'm probably going to do for the next few weeks whilst food's still pretty low. Because you can just do the whey isolate, obviously, in a creamy, make it into ice cream, and then put the dark chocolate and the frozen berries on top, and that'll be very pleasant. The reason I'm not doing that tonight is A, because I've not made the creamy in advance, so you got to make it and then freeze it. So I will be making that ready for tomorrow. Reason number 2 I'm not doing that is because one of the meals I've been doing whilst I was just doing my own rebound is literally just fire total zero yogurt with this one. With the raspberry cheesecake flavor powder. So I just put a scoop of this in 200 grams of this, and it's 20 grams of protein. It tastes like raspberry cheesecake, and then I put frozen raspberries on top. And that is a very pleasant last meal. So that is what I'm gonna do tonight with the dark chocolate in there. I'm only gonna do 200 grams of this, which will be literally 20 grams of protein, which then means I need to get 30 grams of protein from a whey isolate still. So I will just drink this. Yes, you can mix your whey isolate into your yogurt, and I've got a vanilla whey isolate that I could do that, but when you've got flavor powder, you don't need to. And there's loads of different flavors of this. You can get chocolate flavors. Em's got a lemon sorbet flavor that she does in her yogurt. So these are a fantastic tool. In general, even in oats, coffees, like the whole lot, you can put them in anything. So yeah, this should be exactly 200 grams left. So it works out quite nicely for the final one. There we go. We got the Ninja Creamy, the yogurt, the fruit, and the whey. I'm gonna go eat my yogurt and fruit, drink my whey, and call it a day. So that rhymes. Thanks for watching. Any questions regarding food, drop them below. I will get back to them regarding my meal plan, that is. This is going to change quite substantially. Obviously, right now it's on training day and non-training day. We are going to look to incorporate, as soon as I'm back training legs, a higher carb day on my leg days as well. So we'll sort of have baseline, which is just like a normal training day, low days, which are my non-training days, which are going to carb cycle a little bit to keep that sort of insulin sensitivity and stuff like that, responsiveness to carbs. So they'll be a lot lower on the carbs. And then leg days will be higher carbs to fuel that body part. And that's kind of the way we're going to run it. I've got one free meal a week, which typically for me, I will do either the night before or on my leg days. The reason I do it the night before is so that energy then carries over into the session the day after, which will be legs. Or I'd go and absolutely bury my legs, and then at the end of the day, after I've eaten all my normal food, swap my meal 5, so like my Ninja Creamy, for an off-plan meal, and go about it that way. But yeah, all to come. Big off season to come. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.